This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 9. One day to go for the 10-day supercharged cleanse, and then we start again. So we will figure out when our calls are moving forward. If you've completed your 10 days, you are welcome to come and join our calls. You won't have the supplements, you won't be moving forward with us in that manner, but if you wanted to listen in, you're welcome to. What else do I want to say? I did want to talk about something I put in the email about once you're off the protein powder. I did not say this yesterday, and I meant to, is that depending on what your goals are, if your goal is weight loss and you've lost some weight on this program and you want to continue that momentum, going from a shake that has certain macros, certain amount of calories, proteins, carbohydrates, and fat, to food, sometimes it's harder to do a lateral shift. You want to pay attention to those, because if you have twice the amount of calories, twice the amount of fat, carbohydrates, and protein in the meal you're replacing it with, that's not going to be to your advantage. So I want you to pay attention to that as you move forward. Some of us are like, I did shakes prior to the cleanse, and I will do shakes after, just because I don't like to overthink my food. And it's just easier for me to know exactly what I'm going to have for my first 2 meals, and then I can get creative for my last meal or 2, depending on the day. So does anyone have questions about that? Robin?
I do. So midway, probably about day 5, I shifted making the shake out of water and started using almond milk, and found that it was much more palatable to deal with it that way. Did that add a significant amount more calories?
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
Right. And I want you to, like, the shake that I make typically is more than just the Renew and water, which I'm having now. It has cauliflower in it, has fruit in it. It's like a more substantial shake. But I also, because I'm putting my vegetables in my shake, I'm not having it on the side as I am now with the Renew. Right now I do the Renew and water, and then I do roasted vegetables in the crepini on the side. So that will shift once I do that. Jill?
I was thinking about for John and I to do GI Replenish.
I love that one.
Okay, because I was thinking it's about the same amount of protein, right? So we could still apply the same, maybe having like the crepini with veggies with
Right.
an 8-ounce shake or
It
whatever.
does have more calories.
Okay.
FYI. So let me tell you about GI Replenish for the rest of the group. GI Replenish is another powder that Metagenics makes that is strictly for repairing the gut lining and balancing gut flora. It's fabulous. It tastes really good. That's what I'm using moving forward. It's a really good protein. It doesn't have as much protein as I like. It doesn't have like 20 grams, but it's really good for the GI system. So I'll do that every so often, and then I'll switch to other protein powders and then switch back on to that. It's a really good one. So if anyone has GI issues, that's a great one. Susan?
Do you know anything about the Fat Flush pea and rice protein powder from Ann Louise Gittleman, made by Unikey?
Yeah, I know Ann Louise Gittleman. I've done her program in the past, and I don't know her particular protein powder, but it sounds like it would probably be fine.
Okay,
she's
great.
pretty conscientious.
Yes, yeah, thank you.
Oops. I have a question.
Sure.
So you had given me a rewind pineapple green powdered feel good superfood mix. So I remember that as like replacing vegetables, wasn't it? We were doing that. So you can do that too, right?
You absolutely can do that too.
Woohoo.
So we have rewind in pineapple and cherry And it's a greens powder that is really good. We put it in sparkling water. We put it in, I put it in yogurt and cottage cheese at times, which is actually really good. You wouldn't believe it. But you can put it in water. You can put it in your shake. It's yum.
Thank you.
Yep. For my
Okay, I have a
non-vegetable
question.
foods. Yeah, Val.
So when you said moving forward, so we won't do the renew in the 8 ounce, we'll just do a protein shake. So we have to make sure our protein powder is at least 20 grams of protein?
So are you continuing with the program?
No, I'm just gonna finish out what I have and I'm
Right.
just gonna continue eating the same way, but I'm not going to do the renew.
Right, so you have a
Oh.
choice of replacing the Renew with a different protein source, either a food-based protein source or a shake-based protein source.
Right,
If
so
it's- So the shake could be anywhere from 15 to 20 grams.
okay,
If it's 15 grams, you can add another protein to it. If you don't put your vegetables in your shake, you want it on the side, because once again, protein, 2 veggies every 3 to 4 hours.
okay, got it.
I think
And so
Brenda's
that
busy.
GI Replenish and the Rewind we can get from you?
Yep,
Question
Yeah.
2.
Brenda.
So piggyback on that, I don't know if you mentioned it, then I missed it. What is the ideal amount of protein per day?
So it really depends on each person. So these are the things it depends on. If a minimum, so with all the research I've done, I want to make sure that you have enough protein to repair tissue. And
Correct.
so a minimum of 15 grams, 3 to 4 times a day is the bare minimum. A sweet spot would be 20 grams, 3 to 4 times a day. And the max would probably be 30 grams at a serving, because 30 grams is about all your body can really absorb properly at any one time.
Okay.
Did part 2?
And yeah, and the question number 2, is there any, of course, flour is out of the question. We know it's not really good. Is there anything that is decent out there that you would say, well, it's not so bad, like almond flour, coconut flour, all these flours that are coming out now? What's your take on these?
So I love my baked goods as much as anyone else. So I would say that if you're going to splurge on occasion, like on a rare occasion, I would say use a gluten-free all-purpose flour and just have it taste really great, and then have it as a treat, and then don't have it, right? Remember, flour is what spikes your blood sugar. It stimulates dopamine. It's more addictive.
Right.
It will make you go down the rabbit hole. But you could do almond flour. But once again, if you're really doing it because you want something special and a treat, make it wonderful, enjoy it, keep it gluten-free, and then go off of it.
So
Because
basically,
yes, so
you're
almond
saying
flour,
don't bother.
well, yeah, kinda, but you know,
Okay.
we're all gonna indulge at some point. But you want to be able to keep your frontal brain working, knowing that it's like this I'm looking at, it's something that is going to tempt me. It's something that might send me down the rabbit hole, but I'm not going to do that. I know that about this, and I'm going to have a bite. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to share it with someone. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it. I'm going to eat it really slowly. And then I'm going to give it up for a while. Like, I don't need it. That's not what I need, right?
So might as well once a month go for that carrot cake piece, enjoy the hell out of it with a cup of coffee, obviously,
Yeah,
and be done with it for a month.
I think so.
Okay.
I think that's a better way to go.
I'm in. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, a few things to say about those things. So almond flour, remember, it's just a lot of almonds. That's a lot of almonds. And some people have GI issues with that much almond at one time. But if you choose to do it that way, choose to do it that way. That's fine too. Protein. So as you switch over from a protein powder to more meat-based proteins, I want you to try something. So write this down. If you have GI issues, or even if you don't, and you just want to know how your GI system is functioning, there's a quick and dirty little test that we do. If you put 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda in a 1/2 cup of water, and you time the point of drinking it all to the time you have your first burp, if it's within 5 minutes, you have plenty of stomach acid to digest your proteins. If it takes longer than that, you probably do not. And if you don't have enough stomach acid, one of the things that it can cause is fermentation in your gut. So if you eat protein and you don't have enough stomach acid to break it down, then it can ferment in your gut and cause gas. So if you're bloated and have gas, that might be one of the reasons. Also, if you cannot break down your proteins, you probably are more prone to constipation. Because once again, you're not breaking things down and not moving it through.
Can you give the measurement again?
It is 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda to a 1/2 cup of water. And then you
If
can,
the,
Okay,
if the
and then,
protein shake makes me burp, does that mean anything?
it doesn't have any baking soda in it.
Oh, well, it was worth a shot.
Now, there's a few other things I'm going to say about that. If you find you do not have any enough stomach acid, like it takes you 20 minutes to burp, or 10 minutes or whatever, then that is one of your first lines of defense when it comes to any, you hear about all the recalls of food and salads. One of the reasons there is so much distraught over that is because a lot of people are on acid blockers. And when you don't have enough acid in your stomach to break down the bacteria and the organisms that are coming in that shouldn't come in, they can cause problems in your GI system. So even opportunistic organisms that should be killed off in the stomach when it hits that stomach acid, if there's not enough stomach acid, sometimes it won't be, and it can cause things like SIBO, IBS, or just infections.
You going outside?
Any questions about that? I threw you a curveball with all that information, huh?
So what was that for again? That test is for what again?
To see how much, if you have enough stomach acid
To
Now-
break down the protein.
to break down protein. Yeah.
Okay.
So it is not the test that you will see in your doctor's office. If you really wanted to find out the scientific way of finding out how much stomach acid you have, it's called a Heidelberg telemetry test, and it's rarely done. But you swallow a capsule that has a radio attached to it, and it determines how much, what your pH is as it goes down through the esophagus, through the stomach, and through the intestines. Now, just to add a little complication to that matter, you might have enough stomach acid, but you might not have enough pancreatic enzymes to break down your carbohydrates. That happens after the stomach in the beginnings of the small intestine. So I know I got really technical there, but if you're having GI issues, then the bottom line is we have more to talk about. Okay, any questions about that or anything else?
I have another question.
Yeah.
So before this, I was eating maybe twice a week Ezekiel bread. Is that not good?
It's not the best.
Okay.
Anything bread is like a flour. It still spikes your insulin.
I'll stick with the crepini then.
Yep. Well, Jill just created the protein sparing bread that Maria Emmerich makes. So Jill, why don't you tell people about that? You have to take yourself off mute.
That solves a kind of the wanting a piece of bread feeling. It doesn't taste like bread though, really, but it feels like a Wonder Bread. It's really soft. Sue, did you try it? Because I gave you a little bit when you came in.
I did try it. You really had to chew and chew and chew, but
Yeah.
it looked like it. And psychologically you're like, okay, it's bread. So
Yeah, if
it wasn't bad. I would bake it. I would try it.
Yeah. I actually fried it just to play around with it. And Dr. Francis gave me an idea to chop it like French fries. And we fried it up and I put my seasoned salt on it. And that was really good. But really, it was just a conduit for fat and salt. So I don't know how good that is for you, but that was really good. So there's uses for it, and then you could toast it. So I feel like if you were to have like a breakfast and you toasted it, you would feel like you were eating bread. So I know that tastes like bread, but I would explore that because it gives you what you're missing.
Very good. Any other comments or questions? So I'd really like to talk about how you put together your plan for moving forward. So who completed their assignment, their homework assignment?
I did.
I did.
So Jill, why don't you go first?
Okay. So my goal at the beginning is just to reset. I wanted to tighten up my eating habits. I mostly eat healthy, but I eat a lot of bread. I was drinking a lot of coffee and tea, and sugar. I'm kind of a sugar junkie. So I really wanted to get over that. So that was my goal going in. The detox absolutely helped me with conquer those things. So I do believe I've improved my eating. It also got me out of my cooking slump. The boys left in the fall. Well, both boys were gone come this past fall. So I was like, I'm not cooking for just John. So we've just not been eating like I was like, I don't know, I just didn't care. And then really the greatest thing that came out of it was getting away from caffeine. I have drank coffee probably since I was like 11 years old, or not coffee, but like tea. And and I still will drink tea, but just not having the caffeine has been such a surprise hit for me. I'm really, really pumped about it. I'm going to keep that up. I don't want to go back to drinking caffeine. And then I want to add working out. I've been very lazy in the last few years, so I really want to get back to like a 3 to 4 times a week exercise routine. My ultimate goal with all of it is maintaining these eating habits and then building my body strength and body muscle. I just feel, I turned 50 this year. I want to stay strong going into my latter years, and I want to be conscious of that, so I'm healthy and able to do what I want to do. The foods I'm going to eat and not going to eat, I found that once I got into the habit of eating a protein and 2 veggies every couple hours, I really like it. It's pretty easy. The shakes totally help. That's why I kind of want to find a replacement for the Ultra Renew. So I can maintain that, because the shakes, I had a horrible habit at 4 o'clock. I would just kind of binge eat before dinner. And it started when I had the kids, because they'd come home from school and I would snack when they would snack. So I really want to break that habit. So having that shake at about 4 o'clock totally helped me get to dinner without feeling really like I needed anything. So I think that going forward is going to really help me get a hold of, like, the weight I'm holding on to and things like that. I'm basically all I drink anyway. Well, previously it was coffee, tea, water. I'm not a pop drinker or anything like that. So I'm going to add more Endura, just because I think when I'm build up working out, I'll probably cramp. I don't drink enough water typically, so I tend to be crampy and tight. So I want to keep up. I'll drink tea, water, and Endura. And I'm not going to drink coffee. I will probably drink wine though, because I like wine, and maybe an occasional beer. And then I'm going to move my body by doing some spinning. I like spinning classes, weight training, and I want to get back into hot yoga and habits and practices that I am going to do and not going to do. I really like not snacking. It was like getting rid of coffee and not snacking is kind of liberating. I didn't have to just not doing it. It was just like nice to not do it. I don't know. It felt like I don't have to do it. I didn't feel obligated to snack during this. So, so in order to do that though, because I do think that the Gemena and the metaglycemics really helped me with my cravings. I'm probably going to continue those 2 supplements. And then I'm just not going to buy chips and things like that, which poor John, because he loves chips and pop and all that stuff, but I'm just not going to buy it. And then, like you said, like the holidays, I make my favorite cookies, those 2 little cookies I like. I'm going to make them and I'm going to enjoy them once a year. And then, maybe a birthday every couple months or whatever, we'll have some junk, but
don't make 300 cookies.
Okay, I won't make 300 cookies.
It's okay. We're going to do the detox this time next year after the holidays too.
Yeah, so we'll just get over it. So, but it's sort of like, if it's not here, I'm not going to go to the store at 8 o'clock at night to go get junk food. I'm a lazy fat eater. So yeah.
How about you, John?
Me? Hold on, I gotta see the questions that I had. Okay. My goal embarking on the cleanse was to see if this worked. To feel better. What?
To work with what?
No, to see if it worked, to see if it actually worked. Like if giving up all this stuff actually had a benefit. Because I'm a skeptic by nature. And it does. So to feel better, to control my eating, and to lose some of my cravings. I've achieved this with the cleanse because I haven't had a Coke Zero in 9 days, and haven't cheated. I've been pretty religious with all of the things we're supposed to do and not do. I'm going to do this moving forward. I'm going to continue the intermittent fasting. I really like eating every 3 hours. My trouble time is always like when I get home from work. Like if I'm in the office, if I'm at home, it's different because I snack. But if I'm in the office, I come home, I could eat my arm. I'm so hungry, and I eat before we eat, and then I eat a little bit more. My ultimate goal. Oh, sorry. I continue with intermittent fasting, and I want to limit my caffeine intake and limit my bread intake because I think I have some wheat issues. My ultimate goal is through all this. Ultimate goal is continuity. So continuity, not eating and exercising, and then being a sloth and eating junk for a month, but to try to be continuous. Foods I am going to eat and not eat. I'm going to continue to eat everything on plan except for ghee, because ghee is nasty. Not sure about cropinis. If I never eat another cropini again, then yeah, I'm okay with that, and I'm sure cropinis are too. It's not me, it's them. So I'm not gonna eat Jill's fake bread. So I tell you guys, it looks good, and if you toast it, it's a little bit different. But if you just have a slice with like some turkey on it, it's almost like if you ever eaten like 10 saltine crackers in a row, it's kind of like that. It's so I don't even know if you can produce enough saliva to digest
Oh my
it.
gosh.
It's interesting. I would advise. I asked Jill to make you a loaf. It's super easy to make. It doesn't take her 10 hours to make. And then you try it and tell me if I'm right. 'Cause I'm right. It was
Where are you at?
Oh, and then what I'm gonna eat? Chocolate. That's coming. What am I going to drink and not drink? I'm gonna continue to try to drink more water, specifically sparkling water. I like carbonated beverages. I'm not going to drink Coke Zero. I had a really bad Coke Zero habit. I will drink coffee occasionally. I'm not gonna drink alcohol because I don't drink. How will I move my body? I get back on my bike again. I've just kind of taking a break because of getting COVID and then doing this detox. And habits and practices I am not going to do. I'm gonna try not to snack anymore. No midnight chocolate at 2 a.m. and no Coke Zeros, as I've said. So that's it.
Fabulous. Thank you, John, for the laughs as well. Robin, did you want to go next?
Sure, I can go next. So my goal for this cleanse was to get off the sugar train and to control my grazing and to lose weight. What I achieved with the cleanse was to reduce significantly sugar cravings. It's amazing. The sugar cravings are just gone. And I'm worried about getting off the supplements that they are going to come back. I controlled what I was consuming, and I cut out snacking and ate so much healthier. What I'm going to do moving forward is continue with the protein and veg. Primarily, I would like to add a little bit more fruit and maybe some dairy slowly. Also, the thing that I want to do is I need to cut back on electronics, especially late in the evening. I find that I'm on my phone until I go to bed at night, and then I can't fall asleep well. So I need to do that. And I also need to get into better sleep habits. My ultimate goal is to lose about 25 pounds, eat healthier, and stop using food as a crutch. What I am going to eat and not eat is, like I said, proteins and veg, and sweets occasionally. I mean, I don't want to cut it out of my life completely because it's just going to want me to want it more. So I wasn't that attached to caffeine, but I did have my cup of tea every morning. And I noticed when things were kind of crazy was sort of heading towards coffee in the afternoons. I'm going to cut out the coffee thing. I mean, I figured that if I can reduce the stress, I don't need that cup of coffee. I'm going to continue on the caffeine-free teas and maybe add jasmine tea that has minimal amount of caffeine, an occasional wine or alcoholic drink to celebrate. And maybe every now and then a hot cup of coffee, but it's not anything that I was addicted to before. So I think I can manage that. Last year I was walking 3 to 5 times a week, and I need to get back into that. And I do Zumba once a week. I'd like to start getting that back on track and then see about adding more things, maybe weight training, things like that. And habits and practices I'm not going to do. I'm not going to eat mindlessly. I'm really going to pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm not going to come home and just graze just for the sake. And I really want to curb that electronics habit, especially close to bedtime. I just need to get off of it. And that's that.
That's fabulous. Thank you for sharing. That was really awesome. Good. Who's next?
I'll go.
Yes.
Okay, my goal was to commit to 10 days of the program and new ways of
Day 9.
Yeah, that's why I achieved it. Anyway, I wanted to learn new ways and new foods and how to prepare them, and to detox. I really felt like my body needed to detox. I was feeling brain foggy. And so, and I wanted to join in the community of this group to do that. And I feel like I've really done that. I'm going to commit to another 10 days. I want to keep up the better eating habits and really I was mindful of what I'm eating. And let's see, my ultimate goal is to make the recent changes become habits because I feel really well. So I should keep doing it. I want to lose some weight. I want to feel energized, and all of, this program is leading to that. My ultimate goal was to make the recent changes that I've made become habit. That's what I want to do, and lose weight. I want to lose like 30 pounds eventually, and just feel energized. Excuse me. My ultimate goal, foods. Yeah, foods I will eat. I want to eat clean, whole foods, not processed foods anymore. And I want to eat GMO foods and just whole foods more than anything packaged. It's amazing how good fresh food tastes. So foods I will not eat are processed meats, processed sugars, artificial sweeteners, things like that I haven't been mindful of what I've been doing in that regard. I will drink water, caffeine-free teas. I love my almond milk, things like that. I've been off dairy for quite a while. I haven't had milk for a long time. I'm gearing up diet sodas. Like I drink Coke Zero also a lot. And so I'm not going to have any more of those artificial sweetened teas and Cokes and stuff like that. And I'm going to go off coffee, going to do something different, and sugary drinks like, the pops that have sugar and stuff like that. So move my body by stretching and getting back on the Nordic track and walking. That's, in a perspective that I know I can do. There might be other things later. And the habits and practices, snacking rings the bell. That is the thing I won't do anymore, is snacking between meals. And I want to say that, like Jill said, she's turned 50, and so she's moving towards her later years. And I'm going to be 71 next month. So I'm in those later years, and I want them to be really good. So I'm really serious about this, and I thank you.
Excellent. I love it. Good job. Susan, are you able to go next? Yeah, Susan Sheffrin. Are you going to go next?
Sure.
Good.
So, like many people have stated, I wanted to challenge myself to do something for 10 days and stick with it. And I have. And my goal was to jumpstart some more weight loss. Actually, 2020, I lost 25 pounds. But whatever I was doing then, the same plan wasn't working now to lose the next 25. So I needed something different. I would concur with most folks. I'm not going to be snacking. And I've really had an easy time giving up the coffee, but so I happened to mention to Brenda yesterday, so I lived in Spain, and coffee is a really social and important part of that. So I miss the social part of the coffee too. But I've done this well thus far, so maybe occasionally that would be something I would have. But I've always been a pretty big water drinker anyhow. So I did very well with the 10 days. I also wanted to do this detox because I have a skin condition that's really uncomfortable. And I thought this would also assist. A little bit, not as much, but it's maybe going to take longer, which is why I'm continuing with it. I'm a very active exerciser. I work out 6 or 7 times a week. I have an elliptical. I do rebounding. I do a lot of balance work, stretching. So I'm good on that front. I've given up dairy. Both my husband and I gave up dairy. Feels great. I'm doing fine with that. But I find that what was really important was giving up the flours, all kinds of flours. So even though we have gluten-free bread in the house, still none of that. We found that through most of the pandemic that we didn't buy it, wasn't here. So that was great. Sometimes if my husband buys something, I've told him, just hide it. I don't even want to know you bought it. So that's good. So Phyllis, I don't know if you are aware of this, but there is something called Silver Sneakers that
Yes.
has programs online as well as, and I'm looking forward to, believe it or not, with this weather, swimming. There are a couple of gyms I can go to because that's my major sport. So I really look forward to that. What I'm not going to do that I have done in the past that I sadly have sabotaged myself at times is that, so I give blood every 2 months, but they offer you snacks afterwards. No, none of them there. It would be the only time I would ever see it. So I would indulge. Am I helping myself or hurting myself? Not doing it. So I don't know if you've ever been to Great Harvest. They used to give a free slice of bread. Well, they haven't done that in a couple of years, but it's near my manicurist. Not stopping there anymore. My physical therapist used to be near a place where I could stop and get a chocolate. Not doing that either. I think for me, the biggest thing, like others have mentioned, is no snacking. Keep it simple. Protein, veggies, 2 fruits a day. I haven't even felt the need for things like the potatoes or the rice and that stuff. I haven't felt as hungry. So I'm really very grateful for this whole process and learning from others as well. So I am looking forward, like Phyllis mentioned as well, to continuing this so that another 10 days will really solidify this being a new habit. And then I'll just be confident doing this because I have my 50th high school reunion this year. So that's an event I'm looking forward to, being a little healthier and thinner.
Excellent. Thank you, Susan. That was fabulous. Who wants to go next? Marie. We don't hear a lot from Marie.
Well, my goal was to get back on track after Christmas because I went to France and brought a bunch of stuff in my suitcase, and that got sidetracked from there. And I realized also I had a little bit of a brain fog, so that's why I wanted to do the detox, which I feel much better in my mind. It's clearer. So I think probably the being off cheese is what did it for me. And moving forward, I want to continue eating healthy. And I also realize that if I find alternatives to things, that's where I succeed. Because I remember when I hear the word or something for the sugar, I was like, what? So sometimes it's just about knowing what to do or what to try. So I'm gonna continue trying new things. My ultimate goal is just to continue being healthy. I mean, I don't eat so badly, but I do feel like because I'm sensitive to some things that I may have low grade inflammation, and I don't want that. So I want to still work on, getting healthier, and also it's affecting my mood a little. So to be in a more constant mood. The food I'm not going to eat is nothing. Sorry. But I feel like I like everything, even things that are not great for me. I want to eat in moderation and fully enjoy, but maybe just not have cheese every day. Maybe just have it some days, and then, because I think that's when I have it every day, that's where it just creates a problem. And I will continue drinking water, herbal teas, chicory, my coffee. I have a coffee every day usually, and I don't have any addiction. And I want to move and do more yoga. I recently went back to the gym that I haven't been in 2 years, and I did the hot yoga, and it was so great. I felt so wonderful, and I need to find a more constant routine. And I want to continue like building good habits and enjoy my life and my food when I want to. But if I have a more constant, healthy habits, then I can indulge every now and then.
Very good. Thank you, Marie. That was wonderful. Does anyone else want to share? Beth?
Hi, everybody. So very much like everybody's already said, I mean, Stacy, when this came up, I was very reluctant, but I trust you. And then I thought, well, weight loss is always a factor. And I wasn't sure what I would get from a benefit, but I think Yuli's already said it, same thing. I just knew it would be therapeutic for me to cleanse my body of just the junk that you get, you know, in your bellies and in your brain tissue. I didn't even know all that, but I knew I would learn things. So I was like, all right, let's see where this takes us. I've achieved a sense of control and more confidence about making this a more lifelong process. Like everybody else, again, I think for me right now, one of the things I have to do is continue, like Marie just said, I have to really learn still more like recipes, foods. I found like 4 or 5 different smoothies that are really fantastic and very satisfying. So I'm building that repertoire to pull from, you know, and I've got to get some like easy things and maybe a few more vegan meals that are protein enough, but like, that's where I'll go with the food. But, so that was, what was the question? Sorry. I'm like, sorry, I don't have my questions, but all right. I wrote, 4 small meals. So like you said, my ultimate goal was to be true to my words. I think I mentioned, I've been a OT for 30 years. And so when you're preaching to people about their health and that, you know, it's not hypocrisy, but because we're all humans and struggle. But if I could be even a better version of who I want to be, that would be very uplifting for me. Because I'm good with water. I'm a good vegetable eater. I exercise. I think, Susan, you said that. I exercise a lot too, almost every single day. But I will, going down to the next question, sort of out of order, sorry, I want to do more of the strength training too, flexibility, and just, you know, keep doing things, but maybe beef it up a bit. Foods that I'm going to eat. I would like some cheese. I'm really missing my feta. I like you, Jill, your husband, those capinis, but if I toast them lightly, I'm pretty happy with them. And if I find just the right level, then they fold still and don't crumble. So the egg wraps, the egg lives, those, I can't eat them straight up. It's not appealing, but I crisp them up and I'm pretty good. So that's been working for me. I'm going to try and stay off gluten. I do want to find a few things occasionally, like the pastas and or other gluten-free options, though, to mix in occasionally. I stick with water almost all the time anyway. I'm a good water drinker. I love pop. I rarely drink it because I know it's basically poison. as for the booze, I'm still thinking about, that, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a cocktail here and there, but just maybe I'll just do like vodka on the rocks and get rid of all the other sugary things that go in the drink, and just make some tweaks. And I probably will drink less, but I think I'll have alcohol. I thought about the coffee. I thought I would save a ton of money if I never go back on coffee. So I might just try to give it up. We'll see. I'm not a junkie like other people with the coffee. I almost never do concentrated juices, or I should say rarely, because again, years ago, probably a little TMI, but 20 some years ago, I was a gestational diabetic. So that was a real game changer for me because I learned just a boatload about what I could or couldn't eat. So, I mean, like I love dry fruit, but again, I rarely have it because that's like a super high concentrate. So I'm used to eating a certain way anyway. It's just the candy and the things I splurge on. I'm going to not splurge and try not to snack. You're right. Everybody who said that, that's a big deal. But when you're eating every 3 to 4 hours, you can be satiated. We talked about that chocolate protein shake. I think I told you guys, I found one that to me is kind of like a Wendy's Frosty. And I was pretty happy. I was like, it's curbing my urge. Yeah, I do exercise. And then about practice and habits, I feel like I do a lot of good things because again, that's what I've been talking to my clients for 25 years plus about. So I always talk about journaling, deep breathing, stretching, relaxation, visualization. So for me, one of my big things is going to be trying to do meal planning and recipe development so that I can find this a continuously satiating experience. And then lastly, I want to focus on educating my family going forward and helping them make some modifications and growth. My boys have developed some habits that are probably not great. So maybe try to educate them, kind of show them some good choices. Because I'm also like you gals, I'm a little older than 50 and I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but now I'm already starting to think, the next phase of my life will be, being a grandma more than a mom. So I want to be a really cool grandma who can get on the floor and do stuff.
Awesome, Beth, that's awesome. And Beth, what is the protein powder that you use in your Frosty?
You know what? I got it at GNC, which you probably don't like them, but I didn't really know much before. I'm using a pea protein and I would have to go home and look at the brand. I forgot to bring my protein. I'm going to pick up some tomorrow, I think, but I had a vanilla and a chocolate. I will get that and send it to the group.
Okay, thank you.
So it's vegan, gluten-free, all that stuff.
Sounds good. Awesome. Val, did you want to go next?
Yeah. Okay. So my goals embarking on the cleanse was definitely to feel better, to lose weight, and to get rid of my sugar cravings. All of which I did. So, okay, what I've achieved is I do feel better. I've lost 7 pounds. I gained, I couldn't believe it. So I had to go back and look at the picture that I took of when I started. But so gaining the new habit of not snacking, that's pretty big for me. And going forward, I definitely want to stay with the protein veggies. Actually, I'm surprised I didn't eat that much fruit at all. I want to continue exercising, my weight training. And I want to add another activity. I just don't know what it is, but I want to have something that I actually enjoy and I'm not just doing because I have to exercise. My ultimate goal is to continue with the meals and I want to gain muscle and lose fat. That's 2 big things, gain muscle and lose fat. Foods I'm not going to eat, processed. I didn't really eat a lot of processed, but just doing this process, I know that I can live without it. I've gotten really creative with my foods. So what I'm not going to eat is chips and cookies. My cycle of chips and cookies, I've finally broken it. So we don't have any in the house. So when I go to the store, I'm not going to buy any. I'm going to continue drinking water and tea. I tried that Egyptian licorice tea and that was very good. I tried that this morning. It's very good. So I'm going to get a box of that. What I'm not going to do is my occasional sugary beverage or soda. I'm satisfied that I can give that up. How I'll move my body, I'm going to continue my weight training. And again, I need to find another activity. I like the weight training 3 days a week, but I think I need to add something another 2 or 3 days out of the week. And habits and practices I'm not going to do is again snacking. Have food as a reward, and I'm going to slow down my eating.
Fabulous.
Yes.
Very good. I love that. So Valerie brought up the Egyptian licorice tea. If you have high blood pressure, watch that, because licorice is one of the things we use to increase blood pressure for those of you who are low blood pressure. So watch that if you have blood pressure problems. Who would like to go next? That's it. Okay.
I'll
Going
go.
once. Okay, Brenda, go for it.
Just writing something now. I got my book. So, all right, the questions. My goal embarking on this cleanse is whatever. Detox. I know there's a lot that we put into our bodies that we're not even aware of. And I've done detox before, so that was the number one thing. Followed by, with moving and transition, it was impossible to eat properly and extremely stressful. So I wanted to reset that clock again, hence the cleaning. So that was the two things. So yes, I'm completely reset on that one. So 3, what am I going to do forward? Pretty much I'm going to continue to do what we've been doing, but loosely. That's what I'm going to do. My ultimate goal is a healthier body. I don't want to be a statistic. I do not take any pills at this age, and I would like to continue to keep it that way and, forever, hopefully stay out of the doctor's office. I don't really go to a doctor, except obviously, wait, this way. Where's she? Lose weight, because it goes all together. I know I'm overweight. I'm a statistic in that sense. All this is combined to an ultimate goal that this summer, I really would like to embark on some sort of bicycle tour, not motorcycle. I didn't give up the motorcycle, but I'm taking a break. Foods I'm going to eat. I will have my cup of coffee in the morning, which is all I do. That's all I do. The cup of coffee in the morning is a Zen time. Now, I have café con leche, also known as café au lait. Now, I don't know how to have that without the leche or the milk, but I'll think about it. So let's see. So I will incorporate some whole grains when I need to. That's something I've noticed that I need. Being a vegetarian, it's very difficult. So I'll incorporate a little bit of that. Like sprouted rolled oatmeals, organic, that Costco has on sale at the moment. So I got that already. That's Saturday morning's breakfast. What am I going to drink, not drink? I really don't drink any. I kicked habits a long time ago, sodas and just about all that stuff. Besides the coffee, I will have wine if I feel like. Saturday, I have a beautiful bottle that I bought at the beginning of this. So I'm probably, if I feel like it, I would open it Saturday. Not because I finished, I'm going to drink it, but if I'm in the mood, I will have a glass, probably one, because 2 will probably be too much. How will I move my body? Ever since I got back for 30 days already, I've been swimming my laps, which is 1,000 meters around 40 minutes every other day. I started last week with yoga 2 times a day, and I'm almost done setting up my home gym. So that's the strength training, and the bicycle should arrive in 2 weeks. So my home gym will be that. The days I don't swim, I would do the strength training / cardio on the bicycle, because the bicycle is the long-term goal for the summer, right? habits and practices, I'm not going to do minimal dairy. I don't really do a lot, but I'm going to eliminate it, not bring anything dairy except maybe, I'm thinking about it, the milk for the coffee. We'll see how that goes. And what else? Bringing anything unhealthy, nothing that I know I'm going to get in trouble with, like a bag of chips, because I'm just going to have 2. No, I'm not. So, yeah, anything that's unhealthy, that's not really natural for me, kind of thing. So that's it. It's my summary.
That's fabulous. That's great. You know, Jill turned me on to something called Nut Pods, which is a creamer that is unsweetened or sweetened with stevia. So it's actually really good. You don't have to do it, but you could try it.
Okay, it's called what? Sweet Pods?
Nut Pods. She'll put it in the chat.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah.
There are a couple of other brands that also make unsweetened that are delicious. Califia Farms makes, and Silk makes one, also unsweetened. You have to check because they're very similar looking.
Right. I mistakenly got the sweetened nut pod, which is stevia sweetened, and it is super sweet enough.
Yeah, but the unsweetened ones are so good. You don't even need it. It
Right.
like
There's that too.
they're so good.
Yeah, the sweet part of it has been stevia for a long time, so that's
Oh,
not the
good.
problem.
So you
It's
might like that.
just that, like Susan mentioned, it's just, it's, you know, a cafe au lait is a cafe au lait, a cafe con leche is a cafe con, you just can't. I mean, there's only one way to drink it. So if I'm gonna do one thing and splurge, it's in the morning, and I kind of looked at it, how much I use. It's like maybe a quarter of a cup. So
Okay.
it's not too bad.
There you go. Good.
De
Okay.
acuerdo.
Anyone else?
Salud.
Okay. Going once?
I guess I'll
Marion?
go.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't have my questions in front of me, so if someone has them, I just want to say it to me, or I'll just
Just
read my
wing it.
answers.
Just wing it.
Okay. So I think the first question was what my goal was. My goal was to cleanse my body from whatever toxins were there, even though we eat pretty clean, and to boost my weight loss. Because like I said before, I kind of gotten stuck. There was this big wall in front of me. What I hoped I was able to achieve was, I hope I was able to achieve the fact that I could break through that wall and whatever that barrier was, to clean out my system from whatever toxins were there. It must have done something, because I did lose a little bit of weight, and I am sleeping much better, which I didn't even realize till afterwards. The next question I think had to do with what I plan on continue eating. Well, we eat very clean anyway. Thank God we've been eating clean and healthy, you know, for years. And about 6 months ago, my husband had to change his way of eating, and it's never fun to do these things alone. So I jumped on the bandwagon with him, and whatever he started eating, and since I'm preparing it for him, I jumped in and do the same thing as he does. So to continue to eat as clean as possible, and have my proper meals, not to get sidetracked, and also to continue to drink enough water. I've been very good about it, and I really want to keep it up. But now I have my water bottle, so I hope I can continue to do that. I might need a porta potty, but you know, but I'm gonna try. So I don't remember what the next question was, but I wrote what my goal was, I think, of doing all this. So to cleanse my body of toxins and keep them away for better functioning of my body. You know, to just be able to function normal, feel better, and, you know, to be able to have that energy. I think I'm probably from the youngest in the group. So, and I still have younger kids, and I want to be healthy and around for them for a really long time. I think the next one, what I wanted to stop eating. So like I said, not as relevant because I don't eat a lot of the other junk and preservatives and processed foods and whatever anyway. But I really would love to eat only organic. I wish I had the the money to be able to buy only organic peppers, but it $5 a bag for 3 peppers, I would be bankrupt very, very quickly with the size of my family. But we do try, when we can, and to do that. Whether I will and won't drink, I'm hopefully, going to continue to drink more water. I do enjoy seltzer, so I will continue to drink that. I'm not really a caffeine person in general, so when it comes to coffee, if I want a coffee because I like the flavor, I'll have a decaf, but caffeine doesn't really do anything for me, so I stay away from it anyway. The soda pop, I don't really drink it. If I do want it, I usually stick to one of the, more natural, not naturally sweetened, like a Zevia or one of those as a special treat once in a while. And I'm not really a big alcohol drinker, so that's not something I'm gonna go back to because it's not something I really did. My exercise goals, I would love to start walking. I was walking with my husband, but it was a nice time together, but he was walking a lot faster than I was. And I was like chasing behind him and we're trying to talk. And I'm like, I can't hear you. So I was slowing him down. So he started doing his own thing. And I was like, okay, I can't do this. I'm slowing you down out there. But I do have like a stationary bike in the basement that I would like to start doing and walking outdoors when the snow disappears and the weather gets a little warmer. My whatever the last question was, what I want out of everything, I don't remember. Skipping meals sometimes is very hard. I don't want to skip meals. I know that I've been very good about not doing it, but it definitely, especially I do when I'm not home, I do substituting. So my schedule is very sporadic. Sometimes I'm working a full day, sometimes I'm working a couple hours and at weird times. So skipping meals could sometimes get tricky because I don't always know what my schedule will be. So making sure not to do that, because when you do that, then you make bad choices and grab on the go and just want to take something, or by the time you get to your meal, you're super hungry. Like someone mentioned, they feel like they want to eat their arm when they get home. It's that feeling of being so hungry because you haven't eaten. So that's really like to, try to be more prepared, and not, skip anything so you don't get to that point of being so hungry that you're making bad choices.
That's excellent. Thank you, Miriam.
So, thank you.
So does anyone have any questions?
I'll go.
Okay, go.
So
Amelia.
going into this, my goal was to do the detox and purge all of the bad stuff, that I had over the holidays, and to pull out the toxins. I generally eat pretty healthy, no red meat, dairy, don't do any of that. But sugar sometimes does creep into like snacks and things like that, because I usually do the xylitol, that type of sugar, and the monk fruit. But, every now and then having a praline, pecan, even though I'm trying to eat nuts, things like that, and coffee. That is probably my biggest weakness. I usually give up coffee for Lent, and I'm able to do it, but as soon as it's over, I go back. I had never heard of the chicory, so that introduced me to something new that I will probably continue, and I'll probably stay off the coffee. My goal was to, again, purge and just to generally feel better. What I did achieve was getting regular meals. I had the opposite issue where I don't eat. I'll eat once or twice a day and probably have just a big meal and can be perfectly fine. Generally, while I'm drinking some water. So having those regular intervals of eating and having more protein did cause me a few issues trying to do the detox, because my body wasn't breaking it down because it just wasn't used to having that much protein on a regular basis like that. What I'm going to continue to do is, and I think I have all the questions, I'll continue again to stay off coffee. My ultimate goal again was to lose the weight, eat more regularly, and that is still probably going to be a challenge. Just to the 3 to 4 hours, that has probably been the biggest issue for me. The foods and drinks that I'll continue to have, I will probably again give up my coffee, which again is probably going to take some time. I might have to enroll in some therapy for that. Alcohol, again, I can have a glass of wine every here and there, but no big deal if I don't. So that's been, very good. And the gluten, I will say that I probably have never given up the gluten. And one of my goals was, because I've had some skin irritations that I've never had, and I wanted to rule out what was causing it. So I think through this, I'm able to see that I'm not having the flare-ups, that there are probably some things that were in my diet that I didn't realize, even though I was eating them in moderation. Habits, is that I'll discontinue? Probably getting more regular at doing some type of exercise. I did lose, a couple pounds on this, which I wasn't expecting. And I think overall I do feel better. The screen time is still an issue for me because I am an avid reader. Libraries, I'm always, reading books and things like that. So when I'm not able to do hard copies, I'm usually on my phone just reading. And I will have to probably work on trying to give up some of the screen time. So I hope I answered all the questions, but
That's
those
awesome.
are mine.
Wonderful. Thank you, Amelia. It's good to see you.
You too.
Anyone else have any comments, questions?
I'll go really quickly. I'm just gonna say for myself, my journey to Dr. Stacy here was I was kind of a train wreck. I must have eaten everything. So every one of you is way more healthy than I ever was, because I love processed everything. I love this, I love that. My wife would say, "Oh, a 2-liter of Coke went in the fridge. Where'd it go? Into me." And so this has been a life-changing, huge difference. I started trying to get in better shape before I came to her. And so my goal was to just try the detox, see what happened. I had a goal to get to a certain weight and I just stagnated, and this helped me get there. I lost about 5 pounds. And so I'm planning on continuing for the next 10 days. I already bought the cherry slushy thing and the berry flavor of the Ultra Cleanse. So moving forward, I just want to watch what I'm putting in my body. I think I spent years watching everything go into my body. So, it was a free for all. So now it's been, hey, don't put this in. I haven't paid attention to organic stuff as much, and it's so much easier just to grab that instead of grabbing something that isn't organic. So I'm now doing that. The hardest part for me is looking for salad dressings that I like. My ultimate goal is to try to lose another 25 to even 30 pounds. The food I eat, I'm gonna eat more veggies, fish, shakes, more organic. The one thing nobody mentioned, but I don't think I can give it up, I have to have some pizza sometime here. And I do like bacon. So that's another one. I cook bacon for my son, and then when I want bacon, I give it to my dogs. So I go, here, have a piece, and I feel like I'm eating it. Foods that I don't want to eat. Creamy sauces. I love creamy sauces on things. Chips, dairy, salty food. I'm going to try to not eat the processed stuff. Drinks, water and tea. So you guys have mentioned the Zevia. I found organic tea that has caffeine free. It isn't a can though, aluminum can. So I learned a lot through this whole program. Not to drink my pop, my alcohol, my sugary drinks. Right now, I'm doing a workout program. I'm going to walk and run in the summer. And then the one thing is just for the last one, habits and practices I'm not going to do. I don't want to get complacent. I think sometimes it's easy to go, oh, I did 10 days, I did 20, 21 days. And then after you get away from everybody else, I go back to just doing all the old stuff. And then those habits come back, and I can see where I got to right here. All those great habits got me to where I'm at, and now I've got to get some new ones. So this was actually I learned a lot from everyone. All the things that you guys told me, places to eat, places to go get stuff at. I'm learning new words here that I've never seen before. I'm definitely looking at the store now, reading things. So this has been a good experience for me, really good.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. You've come a long way. It's awesome. Anyone else? So when Valerie said, Blaze Pizza is awesome. Make your own pizza, gluten-free and cauliflower crust. Very good.
You can have your own sauce. You can have pesto. You don't have to have the marinara or anything like that. They even have like the vegan meat options and all tons of types of veggies. So that's going to be one of my, I guess, treats.
Awesome. Good job.
I just wanted to say something. I know we're mostly women on this group, and I really like being that I know what my husband's like, and men don't do these things. The men that did join this group, I actually commend them because that's like really, really hard to do. And it's not like what men usually do. And it's very hard for them to come out of that like shell of their comfort and like, opening up. I really like to all the men who were on the group, like, I'm really very impressed.
I didn't really have a choice.
And the honesty.
No, but I've done this with Jill before, and I actually kind of like
the best one.
I'm like that. I really enjoy doing it, and it actually feels really good because I could seriously when you mentioned pizza and bacon, I'm like, oh, I could totally dust like 2 slices of pizza and a stack of bacon right now. So that one's gonna be fun. So you're right, Chris. Pizza, that's got to find its way into my life in the future.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. Anyone else? Okay.
Stacey, I have a question about sweeteners. Your take on maple syrup and honey?
They're both spike your blood sugar. I'd rather you stick with erythritol, stevia, monk fruit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And allulose was the last one. So guys, you have almost in 24 hours, you will have completed the 10-day supercharged cleanse. I am going to grill each and every one of you a few things. I really want to make this even better. So if you have any comments, I would like them emailed to me. I will ask you, I will actually interview you if you'd like me to, because I really want moving forward. This was so amazing to watch you all come together and support each other. If that happens every time, I will be just in awe. Most of the time that I've done this in the past, we haven't had Zoom. So this is a unique opportunity to be able to get together every night, no matter where you are or what state you're in. And you just did such a great job supporting each other. You did great. Most of you lost something, lost some pounds. You gained some sleep. You had some kind of benefit. And I love seeing that. I do have a request. So I'm writing a book. I don't know, some of you know and some of you don't. It's called Supercharged, the Supercharged Method. And it's your transformation from fatigue to energized. And what I brought from that book that I wrote is that the way of eating, the sleep and the hydration and the chilling. So the only thing that is not in the book is the detox part. So if you have anything to contribute to the book, I would be very grateful. I actually want to send it to the publisher within the next 3 days. So if you have something to add, please send it shortly, because I would love your take on energy and specifically the way of eating, the eating a protein, 2 veggies every 3 to 4 hours, anything you want to contribute and put your name on, I will include you in my book. So I thank you in advance if you want to contribute. And this has been a wonderful experience for me as well. I'm looking forward to moving forward with the people who are going to do the next 11 days. So we will send out a Zoom link for the next classes and what they will be addressing if you want to join us. So don't hesitate. Anyone want to? I'm going to stick around until the end. So if you have anything to say or questions to ask, feel free. If not, have a wonderful evening.
I have a question for Jill.
Yeah.
How can I get some more of that wonderful salt? Is that stuff that you make? How can I get more of that?
Sounds like a smash hit.
It is fabulous.
Yeah, I think I posted the recipe in the group chat. Are you on the group chat or the Facebook thing?
My wife is. I look at it from time to
I can
time.
email it to you. I'll email it to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's no
that's
problem.
fabulous. Wow, that's
Yeah.
good.
I made it. It was really good. I use it on everything. I put it on salmon. I've put it on vegetables. Like, my husband's like, what are you making? And I'm like, don't worry about it.
It'll be good.
We're all
I'm
very
sorry, we'll
lucky to
like
have
it, we'll like
Jill.
it.
That's awesome. Thank you so
I
much.
just wanted to thank Jill and Dr. Stacy for how seamlessly everything flowed through the communication for all of us, and just how easy and how consistent the emails came, so that we got the Zoom link and we got, it was just, it was very, very done, top notch. Wonderful job. Really great job, guys.
Thank you.
I also look
Wonderful
forward to
experience.
this time every evening, because to see and be with everybody, and this was so joyous. And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. This was just spot on wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
My kids will be happy when I'm finished. Like, where are you
wanna
going? Are you
bug you.
finished yet? Like, my daughter keeps coming into the room and I'm like, go.
That's when dad takes
So-
over.
Yeah, well,
I don't
he
know
does,
what-
but
I don't know what I'm
he's
gonna do
like,
with my
"Don't go
8
to-
p.m.
Don't see me again. What?
I don't know what I'm gonna do at 8 p.m. going forward.
I know. My kids will be like very happy when, like, you know, when I'm finished and, oh, you need your shake again. But, like, you know, they'll survive. Nothing's changed so much for them. So I don't know why they're complaining.
So someone said, you guys, a lot of you have said something about working out. I've really found, I love weightlifting, and I really love Juice and Toya on YouTube. Juice, like Juice, Juice, and Toya, Toya. They're a couple that do weight training exercises, and they're just really fun, and they mix it up and they don't repeat. And so it keeps me engaged and interested. So if you're interested in doing a weight training program, they do those.
You said that was on YouTube?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Brenda's
Yeah.
showing us.
Brenda's showing. Yeah, Juice and Toya. They're super cute. They just got engaged.
Aw.
Yeah. Very good. Anything else, you guys? You guys are so funny. Y'all wait around for someone else to say something. We're all just staring at each
Oh, wait,
other.
we have our last two.
Yeah,
Oh, I want to know, the Facebook page is gonna stay up for how long? Because I know someone had asked about, I mentioned I have a bunch of really good marinades for chicken, and I just have not had a chance yet to put them up, and I'm not sure, I mean, I'll have to send them through either Jill or Dr. Stacy.
You'll talk to me
But-
into keeping it up and keeping everyone on it. So whether or not you're going forward or not, you're welcome to stay in the Facebook group and keep communicating.
Okay, because I have
supporting
to
each
be able to
other.
post it.
Yay.
I'll have to email it to you or Jill. I'm
Yeah,
saying to the
send it to
office.
info at and I'll post it.
Okay, perfect. I just need the time to type it up.
So Marie actually taught me how to make the YouTube private. Although I tried that and it didn't have the links like the buttons you told me about. So I'm still working on that. And if possible, it's not going to be on the public YouTube, but I'll keep the links on the Zoom call so that you'll have access to them.
Good.
Oh, okay.
Great.
And then our last two winners are Chris and Julie.
Yay! Very good. I hope you all come and pick up your gifts. We have lots of gifts sitting around our office. So.
Well, when I come to pick up my rest of my, my next 10 days,
Yeah,
I'll
you can
just
pick up.
do it all at once.
Yeah. Did you like all that? Was that fun?
It was.
Good. Good. We wanted to make it over the top. We wanted to exceed your expectations.
Yeah, you
They
did.
were
And I
creative.
just want to say, I think the gift organization was rigged because I got a lemon squeeze and we just so happen to need a lemon squeeze in our house. So I think somebody rigged my gift.
She bought all the gifts.
It's a Homer Simpson.
Sometimes I do that.
It's okay. You deserve it. You worked really hard and you did a great job.
Awesome.
Okay, I hate to say good night.
Good night, Phyllis.
Yeah.
Wonderful
Yeah.
seeing you.
Thank you
Good
both.
night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Good night. Thank you.
Good
Bye.
night.
Brenda, are you in Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay, so te
Bueno.
invito para charlar.
Claro, cómo no, por supuesto.
Claro, porque necesito la práctica y porque podremos beber un agua. Café, bueno, espero que sí, pero. Okay.
Here's my
I don't know
number.
if you're thinking, Dr. Stacy.
Here's my number, so we can. I just
Emails.
texted- I just
Lo
texted my
escribo.
number.
248-787-8. Otra vez, 69. Un momento.
Yeah, I wanted 6969, but it was not available.
Okay.
So, Dr. Stacy, I was thinking an idea where you said you didn't know what to do at 8:00. You can like bomb call people at 8. You
I
know,
can-
like one of us, you like call at 8. So, how's it going? You said you were going to do what now? How come, you know? So we're like, oh shit, she's gonna get she called.
Ah, that's so funny.
We have keeping account. I was like, bomb call.
Right. I love that idea. That's my
Yo
habit.
mandé el número de teléfono mío.
Yeah, well, just send me a text.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat. My number.
Oh, all right.
Bueno.
Miriam,
Did
did you,
Felicidades nuevos.
What?
did you have a question?
Yeah, so I checked after we like, I guess, hung up on Zoom yesterday, I checked my blood work and ferritin was not checked.
Oh, okay.
So that I just didn't get a chance to email you today. I was gonna email you with like some of the other numbers so that like you could see like what it was, so.
Oh,
Okay.
But,
So
but
the
yeah.
next time you get your blood work checked with Dr. Nikoloff, you can say Dr. Stacy requested a ferritin level.
Okay, so you know what, he already sent me the script for my blood work for next time. It could be they could just send a separate one, or I could always just go into the office and ask them. I know I could do it that way also, so.
Yep.
I will. Anything else you wanted me to check or just ferritin?
I don't know what else is on there, but
Okay, so you know what, I mean, it was the usual stuff, and then I'll just, you know, like I said, I could just send over, you know, the things I guess that were out of range. There were not many, and then you could look it over, and if there's something else, you could always let me know.
sure.
Because I'm doing it again in April, I think, my blood work. He was like, we'll do the detox and then go for the blood work again, like, you know, 4 months later or whatever. So we'll do
Yeah.
that.
Sounds good.
Fine. All right. And my husband, he didn't ignore the write-up for the book that you had asked him. He's just been like super crazy busy. So, but I will mention it to him again if it's going to go to print soon. So if there's still.
I
time.
actually have 3 days, because if I don't do it in 3 days, then I'm not allowed to take my next course that I told you guys I was going to take. So
Oh, that's right. You mentioned it yesterday. It was like the functional, what was
the
it?
functional
medicine?
diet, right?
Functional diet. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to take it unless I submit my book to the publisher, because I've been not doing that. And I'll just put
Oh my
something
God.
else in the way and continue not doing that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So are you
Okay,
going
so
to
I'll
be on
mention-
Amazon or where?
It will be sold out on Amazon.
Ah, good. You'll have like a Kindle version and all that stuff.
I hear you have good recommendations. Dr. Nicholas said he wrote something.
Yeah, Dr. Nikoloff put something in there
He
too.
told me.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm looking forward. I said, yeah. He said, we heard about it. So were we.
That's wonderful.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much. And we'll be in touch.
Thank you. Take care,
All
Mary.
right.
Thank you.
Nice
And,
meeting you, Brenda. Have a good
nice
night.
meeting you too. And
All
I'll
right,
see the
bye.
doctor at the next back cracking, but I gotta stop and pick up what I want.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yep,
How you
so
doing?
I'm doing very well.
Good.
Very peaceful, but I do have to get on a flight. I'm concerned. So I can't get things through, so I have to jump on a flight and rattle cages. So I'm trying not to, but I'm probably going to have to 2 weeks, and that's going to derail me because it's just the food is not there.
I understand.
Here, the easy access to good quality food compared to where I live, and the prices is higher there. Here, I mean, I have everything near me. And I'm always throwing something in the basket. My freezer's full of, what am I steaming? Like today I had, like I told you, I'm eating more seafood than I normally do because just trying to get protein in. But, Aldi, I discovered, the organic that they have, and I buy them like, so I have like an assortment, and it's just so nice. I miss those things.
Right, I bet.
It's so much easier to eat well here. And also there's I find a lot of peace here. It was a lot of noise. Puerto Rico, I always say, if they're not making noise, they're not happy, kind of, and noise really rattles my cage. And
How long will you be in Puerto Rico for?
Oh, whatever. I need weekends to, my friends want to see me and they're going to pick me up and whatnot. So it's 5 business day and then hop on a plane and come back. I know better. So I'm just going to be good as gold because I know it's coming.
Right.
But
I
I already
you can.
know. That's exactly.
You did great though. You did 10 days. I'm so proud of you.
Well, before that, because I had cut out before that. I really didn't do a lot of sugars, but for my birthday, this is something I do, by the way. For my birthday, I get a cake and I eat as much as I want. I pig out, really. Why? Because then I'm so sick of it. I don't want to look at cake for the rest of the year. So it actually has something to do. So, the sugar is out, trying to eat in Puerto Rico in a hurry, you have to really plan it. And it's just white rice. Sure, you can find the beans, but usually throw a piece of ham in it because it tastes better, which I'm sure it does. It does. I grew up with it. But there's ham in it. So then I have to pick it out. And I have that flavor of ham in my mouth. I'm like, no one can taste it but me. I'm vegetarian for a long time already.
Right.
White rice is readily available. White rice everywhere you can think about. So the food is great, but it's not what we need to be eating, right? If not, there is a pizza. Pizza is gonna cut it, but I don't eat really, that pizza. So this has been great to be back here and just start to take control of my life and eating the way I do. And one thing that I had done before, when I was in Puerto Rico with the pandemic, everybody suffered but me. Because I went online and I learned to grow things. So I had a beautiful, I was growing all kinds of stuff. It was surplus. And I got friends to do that and to grow different things so we could exchange. So I got that going and I love eating fresh. So organic, I'm all about organic and all that anyway. But man, this whole transition, which through 2 to 3 months, was horrid on my body, really. And I tried and I thought about it. I'm like, cooking. Well, first I have to go to the store, get what I need to get. And God forbid, organic, good luck with that, where you can find it. You have to hit miss. Plus with COVID, you could find things. So where I could find things before, it was sometimes, I'm like, oh man, it was difficult.
Right.
So that's all good. Things are coming and falling into place. But I really want to do a bicycle tour this summer, one of those, I'll try maybe I sign up to this adventure tours and I'm getting their magazine and seeing what
wonderful. Yeah.
Before I'm too old, I have a bad back, but I can bicycle because it's different.
Right.
And I have a good bicycle. So not to drag around 20 pounds would be nice. So hopefully, I don't know, April, May, the Puerto Rico's going to set me back. I'm going to have to probably fly down a couple times. So it's going to be a parenthesis, just try not to gain weight. It's going to be, an act of God, but okay.
You can do it. You have more tools now than you did before.
Oh yeah. Plus that's why I said no. I can add this, take that out. If I'm going to send, I know where and what. So yeah. Right. But thank you very much.
You're so very welcome.
Yes, and keep going. Good. I don't have to say good luck because you're planting and you're going to be sowing.
Thank you.
Right?
I appreciate that.
All right, my dear. Talk to you soon.
I'll see you soon. Safe travels.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.